The ugly Buddha's gift, when relationships become your ultimate teacher. Much earlier in my life, I was heavily codependent. I had many wounds. I was afraid to get close, afraid to be alone, afraid of being hurt, afraid of being controlled, and afraid of being judged. I wore those wounds which made me ashamed of who I was. One day I was walking past a shop in Brighton where I saw an ugly-looking Buddha. I went in and bought the Buddha and took him to the beach. At the time, I was sharing a house with someone who exhibited all the traits I was afraid of, and that day they had really upset me. Feeling sorry for myself, I sat on the beach and I spoke to the Buddha, and the Buddha spoke back. I learnt that day that relationships are not just connections between two individuals, they are powerful mirrors reflecting our inner world. I learnt how the people we are closest to often shine a light on our strengths, vulnerabilities, and unconscious patterns, offering us profound opportunities for personal growth. I realized I had gone from the frying pan into the fire with this friendship dynamic I had found myself living with. I had swapped an aggressive family of origin environment for a caricature of the same. I had stepped into an exaggerated version of the unpredictability I had grown up with, even though I'd been careful to avoid such situations. I felt powerless and didn't know what to do. The Buddha told me something that forever changed my perspective. In order to change your environment, you must first master it. So that's what I set out to do. Rather than try to immediately change the environment for what might have been more of the same, I processed my emotions. I searched deep inside for corresponding energies, and I allowed those unresolved wounds to rise up to the surface. I took the Buddha's advice, and rather than blaming the other person or retreating from conflict, I started to ask, what is the situation showing me about myself? What emotions or fears am I avoiding? How can I grow from this experience? I soon found parts of me transforming. I no longer accepted how I was being treated, set about adjusting my world in a way that led to a smooth transition away from the chaos and drama of the environment I was living in. I had mastered my environment, and in doing so, I was able to move on. I kept the ugly Buddha for many years and regularly spoke to him after that day on the beach. He taught me one fundamental aspect of life, one I have tried to be true to. Instead of reacting to triggers, get curious about what they reveal about you. You never know, it could change your life. That's why today we have one mission: to help you to learn to trust your gut and transform your life. So discuss this article with me. This article explores how relationships serve as mirrors reflecting our deepest patterns and unconscious wounds. As sensitives, we often find ourselves in situations that trigger our core fears, yet these very triggers can become profound teachers. I frequently hear from fellow intuitive sensitives about their relationship patterns, repeating familiar dynamics, struggling with boundaries, or retreating from connections altogether. Yet when we learn to see these patterns as opportunities rather than obstacles, everything shifts. So what mirrors are your relationships holding up for you right now? When you have experienced a challenging relationship becoming an unexpected teacher? Share your journey of transforming triggers into wisdom. Join me in the comments section this week so we can explore these insights together. During the first week of publication, I'll personally respond to your thoughts and your questions. My name is Heidi Sawyer. I will be your intuitive guide on this journey to trusting your inner voice. I look forward to working with you.